The following video is literally just a stub for the program you might have looked up if you actually ran it. Combo fix has expired. Current date is whatever today's date is. Now, if you're watching this video, this is the answer you need to hear. You can't run it anymore. On a practical level, you're not able to or can't. Yes, you can force it to work, but this is an extremely bad idea. If you want to make it work, I'll tell you how at the end of the video, but you have to sit through this. Combo fix should be declared as being a combination commonly called 5.4 megabytes, and that is a 32-bit universal version of it, and it should be, if you're getting the last copy that worked and would be relevant, is version 19.11.4.1, and the time and date stamp from the web page, which I had to actually double check, is 2019 November 4th. Should be the last version. It was designed to run on Windows XP 32-bit only, or Windows Vista, Windows 7, and Windows 8. And that could be 32-bit or 64-bit because those operating systems can run 32-bit only software. It just runs it in a compatibility mode. bleepingcomputer.com/download/combofix is the only place that's supposed to be able to be downloaded from. bleepingcomputer.com combofix, how to use combofix, is the only page that actually has real information in it. It cannot be used anymore in a practical way. You can't use it. You can, but you really, really should not. And I'm not doing the same thing you're hearing everywhere where they're acting like a snob. I'm going to introduce you to the snob factor one that I brought up here. The time and date stamp from the page says 11/4/19. 12:20:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's an oddly specific time stamp when you made the date as vague as possible. Let's review. There is a year called 2019, another one that's 2004, and another one that's 2011. Any one of these two digit pairs for the 6-digit date could be the year. Yes, I know that you're supposed to interpret a certain way. And every one of you, before you look it up, I want you to write down the initialism. Is it month, day, year? Year, month, day? Day, year, month? I've seen every combination. No, I'm not lying. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. No, you are wrong if you say that I'm bullshitting here. I've seen every website and every programmer insist on putting the time and date stamp in a combination that never makes any sense. Instead of putting in 2019/11/04, which would be fantastically unambiguous. Ambiguity is something that I had someone get mad at me once. I ran a company at one point, a couple of times actually. Well, I can put it in any way I want to. I fired the person and I said, I'm going to violate the rule that you're supposed to have at a business. If anybody calls me and asks, would you hire this person? I would say no, because this person loves being an asshole about putting time and date stamps in a way that is ambiguous when it's not possible. It's another 2 digits not to look like a cunt. 2 fucking digits. If you're British, you're getting the joke. Now, let me get this point across. The reason for the Y2K error is because we kept using 2-digit goddamn years. All you had to do was put in 11/04/2019, which actually is the correct answer, by the way. The last year this product was available and was updated in any way was 2019. If you're using an operating system that was not in common use at the time, don't use it on it. Also, it's only able to work for Windows 8, Windows 7, Windows Vista, and Windows XP. And it's 32-bit, which means here are the reasons you shouldn't use it. Number one, yes, someone's going to say, actually, you're wrong, shut up. It's a 32-bit app running on a 64-bit system or 64-bit hardware, which is fine, unless Microsoft Windows decides to make it hard for it to work and have full access, which it does. But more importantly, do you really believe a fucking virus or malware isn't going to take advantage of the limitations on a 32-bit program that may not be fully 64-bit aware? You really think the virus is going to play fucking fair? Windows doesn't play fair. Google fucking doesn't play fair. Your phone isn't playing fair. But somehow the virus is supposed to sit still. Walk into it. Next. To get around it, you can type combofix.exe/u. If you don't know how to force fuck this situation to work, don't even start. Okay? And it doesn't work. You also, or instead of, it's either or both, have to set your time and date stamp on your computer to the wrong year. But the problem with that is your computer is going to want to resynchronize because you're going to be using the internet, which makes it to where it can't do anything it needs to do to maybe do something over the internet, which it technically has the ability to do. Why is this product still up? The only reason Bleeping Computer still has this program up that is in all ways possible useless. It'll only do limited functionality, period, full stop, because it's the wrong time and date stamp. If you set it to the time and date stamp that says it should run full blown, you're running the risk of it breaking shit, because any program that was made after November or December of 2019 could have made a setting that it will mistake for something else. This program is a literal blunt instrument when you need delicate surgery. It is designed to erase everything that can be erased with recycle bin, temp directories, everything, because 90% of the time back then, viruses and malware were still taking advantage of the fact that Windows wouldn't let you clean it correctly. We now regularly use our computers in such a way that they clean themselves automatically. Period. The next thing is this was written back in a time when viruses and malware weren't literally programmed to fake being combo fix. So they have to leave a copy up somewhere that's the official page, and they never make comments about it. Next, you're going to find snotty people in comment sections and help forums that won't tell you the following. Do not run it. It doesn't work correctly anymore. Not because of the operating system being old, but because newer malware goes through and does drive-bys to modify your computer to where it won't work correctly. It will infect it if you install it. Yeah, you didn't know that until you waited until the 7-minute 20-second mark, did you? Yeah, there are viruses that look for you dumping, hijack this, and all the other older programs, if you're an older person, that we used to use in combofix as one of their targets. And they infect it because they can, because they figured out how to. I have no idea how, it doesn't matter. But that happened. The next thing is, your operating system putting one fucking update or patch could invalidate it. Next, it's based on you having, this is the programming environment, a fresh install without updates, meaning Service Pack 1 for Windows 7 would make this less stable, potentially, or not. Again, they left it up there so you can download at least one that isn't virus. Next, there are dozens of websites that put up fake copies of combofix, and a bunch of them that are trying not to that ended up doing it anyway because, again, a malware routine would go out and infect them. Yeah, literally on Up to Down and other websites where you can get old software, some of them have been infected because someone figured out how to break into their systems and alter the file and change the checksums and used a virus to do it and then ran away. So now all the copies are infected. Bleeping Computer had a simple solution to this. They made their website to where every time they see anybody infected with anything or get a complaint, they erase their copy and put a new one back up with a new checksum. It technically shows internally that it was rebuilt or something like yesterday, but it hasn't been updated since 2019 at all because they're leaving the code stable so at least you get the same one. And the checksum is the same checksum, but they reassert it, which forces the website to tell you, yeah, this is the latest version, but it's from 2019, over and over again. That's how badly malware makers went after combofix. So the last 9 minutes and 30 seconds of your life hasn't been wasted because they're not just teasing at you or screwing with you. They don't want you to run the thing, but they have to leave a copy up where anybody can find it and even promote it when it's really not useful anymore. Now, if you're running a Windows 7 machine, here's how you trick it. You change the time and date stamp to not 2019, but a different year, 2007. Sometime in 2007 or something like that. Now, how do I find out about it? You'd have to type in combofix.exe destruct.exe space/u into Google in quotes around it and look up change your computer's date or change date. And you'll find right there the references to a preponderance of them saying that you need to change it to a specific year. And I think it's 2007, which doesn't make sense. It could be 2017, it could be something else. I gave up looking because it's based on the version number. You look up the version. The version number is 19.11.4.1. Does that want 2019? Now, I'm not going to run the experiment because I'm running Windows 7 and I've heavily modded the damn thing. I have it running a graphical user interface that's written by somebody else. None of the system is stock. This program is for using by technicians on a customer who never did anything other than changing the wallpaper. So now you're at the 11-minute mark and you found out, oh, yeah, it has to be a default install. Yeah, but, I know, yeah, but, it's supposed to, it should. There's a high likelihood of it working correctly. Is your computer modified in any way, including simply letting it update itself, or you patched it, or you just have Service Pack 1 on it? Then you really shouldn't run it. Hijack This is mostly a technician's tool. You have to learn how to use it. I learned how to use it so long ago that it became second nature. Now I struggle to remember, oh yeah, it's a /u thing to turn it off. That's been a problem ever since it came out, because they would make it to where all of them had a time limit on them, but we would use it for another couple of months, but we'd always, oh, okay, time limit's up, well, I can use it on this one, but I'm going to download a brand new one and rerun it, because I'd rather run it and not break shit, because it's a customer's machine. This was literally written for technicians, or the person in your family that can fix things, you know, your kid brother, or your son that knew more than you did. I spent my entire life being that relative that fixed things. I have PTSD from fixing shit. Anyway, the point, the shit I could tell you that would make you, every bank system you're dealing with was patched by some fucker like me at one point or another, and they still haven't unfucking done any of it. And I don't even want... I could probably take out fucking Western Hemisphere at this point. There's so much shit you don't know is held together with bubble gum and chewing gum and baling wire. Don't even go look it up. Oh, it's new. That means they AI'd it. It's worse. The reason it's called Apache server has nothing to do with Native Americans. It's because it's made out of nothing but patches. No, that's not necessarily truly how it is. Yes, it is. So anyway, combofix, 5.4 megabytes, 32-bit version called 19.11.4.1, which means 2019, the 11th month, 4th day. And if you couldn't figure out the 1, it was just before 1 p.m. That's... Was it worth it waiting till the 13-minute mark for them to properly put in at least the order? If it said version 2019, yeah, that would be obvious. If you're not aware of why it's a version number that's almost always 2 digits instead of 4, Microsoft Corporation and other companies, by default in all old software, use 2-digit version numbers. They figured 99 versions should be enough. After that, they called it things like, you know, Vista. Remember when people wrote the version number as the date the thing came out? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Anyway, it's Windows XP, 32-bit only. Yes, there's a 64-bit version of XP. Don't at me. And 32 or 64-bit versions of Windows 7, Vista, 8. And technically you can run it on others, but it'll probably refuse if it's smart. I mean, it may not be smart. And that's it. That was 15 minutes of your life, hopefully not wasted, because this applies to almost every piece of software out there that was written by technicians to fix things. They're very narrow use case. A computer that just got out of the gateway machine box and you're checking it for viruses, you know, or wherever, from HP or wherever, because that was extremely common and we had to do it all the time. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. Don't click that link.